Conspiracy theories, a term that sparks intrigue, fear and even mockery. Yet history has shown that some of these so-called wild theories have indeed turned out to be true. A conspiracy theory, in essence, is an explanation of an event or situation that invokes a conspiracy, usually involving an illegal or harmful act carried out by the government or other powerful actors. The term tends to carry a negative connotation, often being associated with ideas that are unfounded, outlandish, or simply unbelievable. But consider this. What if some of these theories weren't as far-fetched as they initially seemed? What if, beneath the surface of these seemingly wild conjectures, lay a grain of truth? Yes, indeed, there have been instances when conspiracy theories have turned out to be more than just theories. Over the course of history, these theories have shaped narratives, influenced public opinion, and at times even altered the course of events. They have the power to sow doubt, incite curiosity, and spark debate, making them a significant aspect of our societal fabric. From the alleged existence of secret government projects to the manipulation of global events, these theories span a wide range of topics. Some are quickly dismissed as baseless, while others persist, fueled by a complex web of circumstantial evidence and coincidences that are too compelling to ignore. At times, these theories have been vindicated by the unearthing of hidden truths, shedding light on the shadowy corridors of power and the murky world of statecraft. As we peel back the layers of history, we find that some of these theories, once dismissed as mere paranoia, have been proven true, leading us to question the very nature of truth and reality. Today we delve into the world of conspiracy theories that have been proven to be more than just theories. We'll explore the enigma that surrounds them, the intrigue they inspire, and the revelations that sometimes emerge from the most unexpected of places. So, buckle up, because the truth, as they say, can indeed be stranger than fiction. False flags, a term shrouded in secrecy and manipulation. The idea of governments staging attacks to manipulate public opinion is not new. It's a tactic as old as history itself. These covert operations, known as false flag events, are designed to deceive, to create the illusion that someone else, often an enemy or a rival, is responsible for the actions that were, in fact, carried out by the perpetrator themselves. Let's take a step back in time to the Second World War. Operation Northwoods was a proposed false flag operation against the Cuban government, which thankfully was rejected by the Kennedy administration. The plan? To stage terror attacks on American soil, to be falsely attributed to Cuba in order to justify military intervention. A chilling thought, isn't it? Then we have the infamous Reichstag fire in 1933, a pivotal event that led to the consolidation of Nazi power in Germany. The burning of the German parliament was blamed on a Dutch communist, but many historians believe it was the Nazi party itself that set the fire as a pretext to suspend civil liberties and suppress opposition. And who can forget the Gulf of Tonkin incident? The alleged attack on a US Navy destroyer by North Vietnamese naval vessels in 1964 was used as a pretext for the escalation of American involvement in Vietnam. Later, it was revealed that the incident might have been exaggerated or even completely fabricated. These operations, once seen as the stuff of wild conspiracy theories, have since been declassified and acknowledged as historical fact. They serve as a reminder that truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction, and that we must always question, always scrutinize, and never take things at face value. Because in the world of power and politics, deception can be a tool as potent as any weapon. These operations, once deemed as conspiracy theories, have now been declassified and acknowledged as historical fact. Project Artichoke, a name as peculiar as its objective. This once classified CIA project aimed at developing mind control techniques. Born in the early years of the Cold War in 1951, Project Artichoke was the successor to Project Bluebird, the CIA's initial foray into mind control experimentation. The objective of Project Artichoke, as stated in declassified documents, was to investigate whether a person could be involuntarily made to perform an act of attempted assassination. It was the stuff of spy novels. Agents programmed to forget their actions, only to remember them under specific conditions. The methods used in Project Artichoke were as varied as they were controversial. Hypnosis, forced addiction to drugs, and even the use of LSD were all part of the arsenal. These attempts at mind control were conducted in a variety of settings, from CIA safe houses to military bases, and even on unwitting subjects. When Project Artichoke was eventually declassified in the 70s, it sent shockwaves through the public. The idea that their own government had been experimenting with mind control techniques was unsettling, to say the least. It raised serious questions about the lengths to which the intelligence community was willing to go in the name of national security. Despite the controversy, Project Artichoke was seen as a stepping stone to more extensive mind control programs. It laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most infamous projects in CIA history, MK Ultra. So, what can we take away from the tale of Project Artichoke? It's a stark reminder of the potential for power to corrupt, and the lengths to which governments will go to maintain control. It's a story that challenges us to question what we think we know, to dig deeper into the narratives presented to us. While it may sound like a plot out of a science fiction movie, Project Artichoke was very real and very controversial. Operation Paperclip, a clandestine operation that saw the United States recruit German scientists post-World War II. In the aftermath of the Second World War, the United States found itself in a race against the Soviet Union, a race for technological and scientific dominance. This race was not only about the Cold War, but also about the future of space exploration, military technology, and scientific research. In this race, the United States, despite its victory over the Nazis, realized that German scientists, engineers, and technicians held the keys to advancements they needed. Here's where Operation Paperclip comes into the picture. Named after the paperclips used to attach the German scientists' new political profiles to their US personnel files, Operation Paperclip was a secret program of the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, largely carried out by special agents of Army CIC. The newly formed CIA, Department of State, and the Army itself were deeply involved. The operation's aim was to recruit and bring to the United States more than 1,500 German scientists, engineers, and technicians. This was done to deny German scientific expertise and knowledge to the Soviet Union and the United Kingdom, as well as to inhibit post-war Germany from redeveloping its military research capabilities. However, the operation was mired in controversy. The scientists recruited were not just ordinary citizens of the Third Reich. Many of them were members of the Nazi Party, with some having leadership roles. These were people who had actively supported Hitler's regime, and yet they were being offered a fresh start in the United States. This decision to recruit former Nazis was justified by the US government as a necessary evil. They argued that if these scientists were not employed by the United States, they would be snatched up by the Soviet Union or other nations, giving them a potential advantage in the ongoing Cold War. Operation Paperclip, once a conspiracy, is now acknowledged as a pivotal moment in American history. MK Ultra, perhaps one of the most infamous CIA projects aimed at developing mind control techniques. In the foggy realm of espionage and covert operations, MK Ultra stands out as a chilling testament to the lengths the Central Intelligence Agency was willing to go in the pursuit of power. Conceived in the early 50s, during the height of the Cold War, the project's main objective was to develop techniques for mind control, a prospect as unnerving as it is fascinating. The methods employed in MK Ultra were nothing short of shocking. From the administration of LSD and other mind-altering substances to hypnosis and even physical abuse, the project's architects stopped at nothing to achieve their objectives. The subjects of these experiments, often unsuspecting American and Canadian citizens, unwittingly thrust into the heart of a clandestine operation. The controversy surrounding MK Ultra exploded into the public consciousness when it was declassified in the mid-70s. The revelations were met with widespread outrage and disbelief. The very idea that the CIA had been involved in such a project was unthinkable to many, and the details that emerged were the stuff of nightmares. Imagine, if you will, the feeling of discovering that the government you trusted, the agency tasked with protecting your nation, was behind such a dark and twisted operation. The fallout was immediate and far-reaching. Hearings were held, apologies were issued, but the damage was done. The trust that had once existed between the American people and their government was irrevocably shattered. Yet, despite the controversy, MKUltra remains a potent symbol of the lengths to which governments are willing to go in the pursuit of power. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked authority and the potential for abuse that comes with it. MKUltra, once a prominent conspiracy theory, is now a dark chapter in American history. And while it may be uncomfortable to confront, it is crucial that we remember, for it is only through understanding our past that we can hope to shape a better future. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, a controversial event that led to the escalation of the Vietnam War. Cast your mind back to August 1964 to the waters of the Gulf of Tonkin off the coast of North Vietnam. The US destroyer USS Maddox reported it was under attack by North Vietnamese naval vessels. This alleged attack, followed by a supposed second attack 2 days later, was used as a catalyst by the US government to justify escalating their involvement in Vietnam. But here's where it gets murky. The second attack, the one that really tipped the scales towards war, has been heavily disputed over the decades. The Maddox, patrolling in stormy weather, radar equipment malfunctioning, reported torpedoes approaching. However, many crew members and analysts later suggested these were merely phantom radar blips, possibly caused by the rough seas. The US government, nonetheless, took these reports as gospel. Without investigation or hesitation, they pushed the Gulf of Tonkin resolution through Congress, effectively giving President Lyndon B. Johnson the power to wage war on North Vietnam without a formal declaration. The controversy doesn't end there. Decades later, declassified documents and insider accounts began to paint a different picture, one of a premeditated deception. The US had been conducting covert operations against North Vietnam, operations that were conveniently left out of the official narrative. In essence, it appears that the second Gulf of Tonkin attack may have been a fabrication, a false flag, used to justify the escalation of the Vietnam War. This incident, once dismissed as a conspiracy theory, has gradually been acknowledged as a pivotal moment in history, a moment when truth was manipulated to serve a political agenda. It's a stark reminder that truth is often multi-layered, and what we perceive as reality can sometimes be a well-crafted illusion. What other historical events, one wonders, might be hiding a similar twist? The Gulf of Tonkin incident, a conspiracy theory that turned out to be a pivotal moment in history. Conspiracy theories, they are more than just whispers in the dark or wild imaginations run amok. They have the power to alter the course of history, to shape the world as we know it. And as we have seen throughout this video, sometimes they hold a grain or even a mountain of truth. Let's take a moment to revisit the threads we've woven together today. We started with false flags, a deceptive tactic employed by governments and organizations to manipulate public opinion or justify certain actions. A tool of deception that has been used and declassified, leaving us to wonder how many are yet to be revealed. Then we delved into the murky waters of Project Artichoke, the CIA's early exploration into mind control. A chapter in our history that reads more like science fiction than reality, yet it happened right under our noses, in the land of the free and the home of the brave. We moved on to Operation Paperclip, the recruitment of enemy scientists after World War II, a move that blurred the lines between friend and foe, a decision that had far-reaching implications on the development of our technology and our understanding of the universe. Next, we uncovered the dark side of the CIA with MKUltra, the infamous program of psychological manipulation and control. A reminder that sometimes the monster isn't under the bed, but in the very institutions we trust to protect us. We concluded with the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the spark that ignited the Vietnam War, an event that shows us how easily a nation can be drawn into conflict on the basis of a lie. These conspiracy theories, once dismissed as paranoia, have proven to be powerful tools in understanding our history and questioning our reality. They remind us to keep our eyes open, to question the narratives we are fed, and to seek the truth, no matter how deeply it may be buried.
Enough!